Hi guys, you're welcome to this video. In this video, we want to discuss about the small int data type in SQL Server. In our previous video, we've discussed and explained with examples the tiny int data type. Now, our small int data type in our SQL Server notes, our small int data type ranges between 32,000, negative 32,000 to positive 32,000. So this tells us that small int can contain negative values, while it can also contain positive values with the range between negative minus 32,000 to positive 32,000. Now let's take this into practice. Okay, now let's say we have a variable of age. We want to assign the types of data that we are going to have inside our age. So we said small int, and don't forget our small int ranges from minus 32,000 to 32,000. Now if you have age of 5,000 for an example, and you select the age, we want the select statement, we have our range of 5,000. Okay, let's assume the range is 35, the age is 35,000. Let's see, maybe we can have our result. If you run the select statement, you can see we have arithmetic overflow error for data type small int because the value is more than 32,000. Okay, so let's say we reduce the value to 25,000, but we use negative also. If you run this statement, execute, we have our 25,000 here. Okay, let's say it is 250 or it is 250. It works because small int allows negative values, but if you have our tiny int, as we discussed in our previous video, if you run this statement and execute, you can see we have arithmetic overflow error because tiny int does not allow negative. Now let's look at our integer also. Our integer contains billions of values, minus 2 billion to 2 billion values. Also, we have the Bigint, which is very much, which is more than billion, negative and positive. Well, I don't know why you are going to be using Bigint, but if you use it, it's fine. Now, the benefit and the advantage of using a specific data type or exact number data types. Okay, from our SQL notes, it was said to save space in the database, use the smallest data type that can reliably contain all possible values. For example, our tiny int would be sufficient for a person's age because no one lives to be more than 255 years old. But tiny int will not be sufficient for a building's age because a building can be more than 255 years old. So what they are trying to explain to us here is that tiny int should be used for the values. Maybe you have employees of range of 100. So their employee numbers, you can use tiny int for them because we don't have above 255. But if you have above 255, you should use the small int. Now, how do you remember all this? For an example, what is the code that you can use to remember all this? Okay, let's take it like this. I'm bringing everything to work from the bigger one to the top. Then the integer, which is the next one, also goes to the top. Okay, now this, let's choose their first letters. The first letter of the Bigint is B. The second letter is I. The third letter is T. The fourth letter is S. Now this is bits, and I call it bits. So this bits is a common word we use in computer language. So this can allow you to remember that we have Bigint, integer, tiny int, and small int. Thank you. In our next video, we are going to be discussing the character data type. Thank you.